Welcome to another session of Business Data Science with Delali. Today, I would like to talk about 5 things to do in your first 5 weeks as the first data science hire of your company. It may be at any level. Maybe you are a data scientist, or you are a data science manager, or you are even the head of data science. These 5 things can be modified for your purpose. Many people, when hired as data scientists, they jump straight to data and start to do things. But I think these 5 things will help you. Number one, get to know the business, get to know the department that hire you. Okay, and what do I mean by this? One of the first things that you should do when you are hired as a data scientist, perhaps the first data scientist, is to really understand the business. What are they doing? How do they make money? What services do they provide? Who is their target customer base? What's their current customer base look like? What do they care about? What do they not care about? Really, how do they make money? I think it's important that data scientists really understand the business model of whatever company that hired them. We need to understand how our company makes money, because that's how we can actually influence key decisions. So thing number one is get to know the business, get to know the target customer base, get to know their current customer base. Just understand how they make money. How do they make loss? Even what competitions do they have out there? Who is their competitor? I think all of those things are very important for us to be effective as data scientists. Okay. Thing number two, understand the key leaders of the business. Get to know the key leaders and let them also know you. Maybe you are hired by a department, then get to know the department that hired you, the key stakeholders in that department. So, for example, if you're hired by a marketing department, you may want to get to know the chief marketing officer, the VP of marketing, all the key stakeholders. And when you are meeting them, understand the top 3 to 5 things that they like to answer. How do they make their decisions today? Which key data points do they actually use in their decision making? Where are those data points? Are they in spreadsheet, in someone sending them via email? Just get to know all these leaders and get to write down their top 3 to 5 questions that they care about. If you are hired as a head of data science across different functions, then get to know all the functional heads and understand all of them, what they care most about. Now, what you must be doing as you're hearing this question is really connecting this to how the business make money. Okay, that is very important. So thing number one is get to know the business, how they make money. And thing number two is understand the leaders who hired you, and list down the top 3 to 5 questions that they want to answer, and understand how they answer them today. Are they answering them manually, through some report, through email, and things of that sort? Okay. Number three is understand the systems. Okay, get to understand the systems. In fact, get to know all the business applications that are used in a company. Now, if it's a small company, then that is easy. If it's a larger company, then this may be much of a hustle. But usually, if it's a larger company, you are hired for a department, so you can just focus on understanding all the systems that are used by the department. Get to know all these business applications, what they are used for, what data goes into them, and what data comes out of them. This is very important to understand the various data points that you can get, the various things that are used to make business decisions within these business applications. The other thing under this particular number three is understand the databases that we have in the company. Some companies may already have databases, others maybe not. Maybe they have bunch of spreadsheets in certain folders, or bunch of CSV files lying somewhere. But get to understand the system, get to understand the databases they have. Actually make friends with the technology teams. They will tell you more. So far we've discussed 3 things that are important for you to do in your first 5 weeks? Do you remember thing number one? Connect to the business, understand the business, their market value, what they want to be doing, their services, how they make money. That's number one. Number two is really connect with the business leaders, let them know you, get to understand what they care most about, write down the 3 to 5 questions that each of them care about. And number three, as I just said, is to make sure that you understand the systems and the business applications that are being used in the organizations, understand the data that goes out and in of these systems. Okay, the fourth thing to do in your first 5 weeks as the first data science hire in your company is to understand the current business analyst, or whoever the analyst is. We call them citizen analysts. Try to understand who has been making analytical decisions in the company. Most of the times, if there is no data science team, it's most likely finance teams are the ones making decisions, because they actually are dealing with the money. And so just get to know who is the citizen business analyst in the company, who do they listen to, and just try to understand what kinds of things this person communicate to them, what are some of the things that he wish he could do, or she wish she could do that she's not able to do. Just try to understand this person that has been providing data for the executives already, and just know the kinds of data that they produce, what pain point they have. And also another important thing is to understand, maybe they have external vendors, or third-party data service providers that have been helping them already and that they have built trust with. Just try to understand these third-party providers, what they provide to the company. Don't do like you are coming to take their job or challenge them. Just really be humble and try to learn what they are, what they have been doing with these companies, because at the end of the day, they have established trust already. They have been operating with the business already. So it's important that you understand all the things that they do, so that way you'll be able to prepare and know what are the important things that you should also care about. Okay, and then thing number 5 is, after going through all the 4 steps that I have discussed already, number 5 is synthesize all of these things and then present back your action item to the business leader. So your action item could be based on the top 3 to 5 questions that you've heard, maybe opportunities that you've seen, just talking through, or talking with this citizen, analyst, or just trying to understand the business. Just make sure that you write down some action items that you will be doing. And your action items could be automation. Maybe you notice that they have been doing a lot of spreadsheets, or attaching data via email and things like that. What you should do is like find automation opportunities and save time for people. So that's number one. The other thing is try to find connective tissue between the various business leaders and what they are doing. In my experience, many of these people actually look at their own data in isolation, because they never had a data scientist that is connecting the data and telling the story across different departments, or even within different departments across different functions. So one of the things you should be thinking about is, okay, how should I be connecting things from finance with things from marketing, or even things from customer service? So try to think about the connective tissue between all of this. And also just understand, have the analysis been strictly descriptive? Have they been doing any diagnostics analysis where they try to understand the root causes of, make sure you settle things of descriptive analytics and diagnostic analytics first, and then you can start thinking of the fancy things like predictive analytics. So thing number 5 is really prepare an action plan based on all the things that you've heard from these conversations that you have in your first 5 weeks, and present this action plan to the business for feedback. Let them check you if you are focusing on the right things and you are really understanding their pain point, and if your plans are going to be solving their pain point. Okay, all right, I hope this was helpful to you. Can you remember again the 5 things to do in your first 5 weeks as the first data scientist in your company. Thing number one, understand the business, how they make money. Thing number two, understand the business leaders, understand their top 3 to 5 questions that they want to answer. Thing number three is make sure you understand the business systems and any database available. And thing number four is connect with the trusted citizen business analyst that's already in the company, or any external third-party vendor that has been working with them and providing data for them already, because they already trust that person. And then finally, present your action plan back to the business leaders about your opportunities that you've identified and how you are going to action them. Again, don't start with crazy fancy predictive analytics, machine learning, and things like that. Start from the basis. Understand that they are doing well. They are descriptive analytics, and then find out if they are doing diagnostic analytics. There may be 1 or 2 situations where you start with machine learning, but usually I've not seen a lot of that happening. Anyway, thank you for listening, and see you next time.